Every woman I get close to has some form of experience with sexual abuse, and it's made me realize how much of a massive problem it truly is. So recently on a night out with some new friends I've made, one of the girls I've got particularly close to was telling me about a guy that's kind of a stalker to her that they all used to be friends with. She'd told me about the guy before, and a bunch of strange it had done surrounding her and how he'd pester her, but this time she told me that the guy actually pet her at a house party a long time ago, and that having to still deal with his weird obsession to this day scares the out of her. I felt awful for her. The hesitant way she kind of went through it all made it obvious that reliving all this was really hard for her. But the thing I've noticed is that every girl who I'm close enough with for them to trust me with a story like this, will have a story like this. Literally every girl who I'd consider a close friend has told me a similar story. My closest friend was spiked after meeting up with a guy she considers a friend, and he kept trying to make a move on her. Had never tried this before and knew she was dating her ex at the time, and she highly suspects it was him who spiked her, even though she has no proof. Luckily one of her friends was there to get her home safe and get her away from him. The one that stuck with me most came from a girl I got really close with last year. She always seemed kind of intimidating and unapproachable. She's really one of the kindest and funniest people I've met deep down though. But she told me she kind of puts on a tough act to keep people at arm's length cause she was ped when she was 14, that it sent her spiraling into waves of depression and anxiety because the dude involved told everyone at school that she ducked him and 3 other guys at the same time to ruin her reputation out of spite, that she had to get psychiatric help cause she was self-harming, that she struggles to open up to anyone, and only in the last couple of years has she managed to work through it really. She told me all this with a nonchalant smile on her face, as if it was nothing to her, even though from her voice breaking up I could tell how much it still upset her. And that was sad as duck to me. In fact, every girl who's told me a similar story has had that same look, trying to act like it's no big deal, saying Therese no need to apologize to them cause it's in the past now, that they're sorry for bringing it up cause Therese no use talking about it, etc. And it's all just horrifically sad to me, that every girl seems to have some kind of story like this. They all seem broken over it even though they're braving it out, they all seem resigned to the fact nothing will ever get done about what happened to them, and they all feel like a burden for even mentioning it. And it ducking sucks. I don't even know what the point of this post is beyond acknowledging how widespread a problem this is. Part of me always knew it logically, but as a guy I have that level of privilege where for a long time I was ignorant to the depths of the issue to a level where I could be detached from it emotionally, because it simply wasn't an issue I had to worry about growing up. I feel stupidly blind that for the longest time I didn't know quite how many people around me had been directly affected. The more I grow older and the more I encounter these stories firsthand, it really breaks me up inside. But what I have come away with from each of these encounters is a deep sense of utter respect and awe for each of these women, for how strong and brave they've had to be, and how much they deal with on their own. I will probably never really understand how it must feel to have to go through that, but I don't need to understand it to be amazed by every woman who's dealt with this even when they probably feel their weakest and most vulnerable in opening up about it. All I've been able to think about each time is how strong they are. Edit. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been brave enough to share their own experiences. I didn't expect me just sharing my thoughts could promote such an open, supportive discussion between people who have actually experienced this. It's really touching to see. My inbox is pretty packed right now and I need to get some sleep, but I plan on looking through all the replies to this over the next few days when I get the time and replying where I can. I feel like everyone that took the time and courage to share their stories in here deserves to have their voice heard and their experience listened to. Again, thank you for sharing. It's been massively eye-opening reading these.